The Leeds fans now will get their look at this Leeds United side as the sets of players emerge into the sunlight from the tunnel at this impressive arena. It used to be Lansdowne Road. It's still on the same site, but the stadium looks completely different. It has done since 2010. The Leeds players will know just how many fans now have travelled over with them. They'll get a real sense of how big this game is being viewed as, particularly in Republic of Ireland, on the island of Ireland as well. And James, good to see, is back and available for selection for this one. There's the new Leeds United goalkeeper, Perri. Two teams go through the usual handshakes, high fives before the start of the game. And then there's the Leeds United starting 11 for you to confirm, with Perri in goal, James back in. Does that look what the starting 11 is going to look like in just over a week's time? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But there are decisions to be made there, and there are one or two options in other positions as well that Daniel Farke no doubt will investigate over the course of the next 90 minutes or so.
Yes.
The Milan side, which shows that they've got their new signing, a man from Brighton in there, wearing the number 2 shirt, Estepinian. And plenty of familiar names still, even with one or two of the bigger hitters perhaps saved for the next game that they'll be playing. Quite a few as well, who are interspersed amongst those on the bench, including another new signing for them, Luka Modric, who we may well see. What is he, 39
39 years young, yes, absolutely, 39, but wow, what great experience he's got, and a great, I suppose, experience for him to go to Serie A and play for Milan, so hopefully we see him. But yeah, Rafael for me is the big one that is kind of missing, unfortunately, because he's their star man. I think Hernandez, the French left-back, has left Milan, gone to Al Hilal for a load of money, and they really are in a I suppose, a transition period, but they have been for a couple of years now. That's the problem. Finished 8th last season, Serie A. They had plenty to do, a new manager, and so let's see how they kind of set up today. But what you do know about any sort of Italian side, especially Milan side, they're going to be certainly structured, difficult to break down, and they're going to be a tough test, and an ideal test for us at this stage. But they're a week behind us as well, let's not forget. Their league does not start next week, it's the following weekend. Yeah, so far in their pre-season programme, Milan have played Arsenal, Liverpool and Perth Glory. Perth Glory was a bit of a canter. They won that one by 9 goals to 0. The other 2 games were a little bit closer, lost to Arsenal and beat Liverpool. So that's been their programme thus far. Leeds United have played at home, played in Germany, and now play in Dublin to complete the programme. Pavlovic there, who is a rugged-looking defender. And final words are said before the start of the final friendly. After this, it's the real deal. And Daniel Farke, or doesn't he know it? Terracciano is one of 2 Terraccianos in the Milan lineup, and there is Allegri, the Juventus manager. He's been at this club twice, and we're underway. United it is who get the game started and enjoy the very early possession. There's the very early touch as well for the new number 1. A very early pass directly to one of our players, which is good to see.
Schmidt down the right-hand side. That's one of the problem areas, perhaps, with still no Jaden Bogle, and might be a little while before we see him back again. So there is an issue to be resolved there in terms of that particular position. Schmidt and Byram, probably the 2 candidates.
I think you're right, and I think looking at other positions on that pitch as well, Tanaka gets I think an important start today to show certainly what he can do.
Leeds had the early chance to get Dan James on the ball. And James back to Schmidt. The tackle is strong, and a little bit of pressure applied in the penalty area. So the goalkeeper opts very much for safety first there, and it sails into touch for a Leeds United throw in.
Yeah, certainly good pressure. But Pavlovic, as you said, is a big rugged defender, got out there well, just to hold up Dan James. Another player, I think, as well, is Pascal Struijk. We know that he has to start because Bijol is suspended for that first game. But once again, he has got the shirt. He knows he's going to start. So I think these games are important for him to say, you know what, I'm not going to get out of this side easily. I'm going to play well and I want to stay.
Pressure on the position, that's exactly what Daniel Farke will want, and that's the kind of reaction he'll want from the players as well. Another swing of the boot forward, and this one just rolls over the top of the foot of Gnonto. He's a big guy, but then you'd expect that of the modern goalkeeper, wouldn't you?
Yes, and I like there as well already. He's organising, shouting, demanding. You need that from your keeper.
Milan playing the ball across the back and then spinning it forward so that Schmidt has to go across and deal with that. Not entirely successfully, but it does end up in the hands of Perri.
Hopefully Schmidt today starts the game a lot better. Certainly against Villarreal, he struggled, but that there's absolutely no doubt. And we saw the manager Daniel Farke talk to him on numerous occasions just to advise him where he should have been. And he gets another chance, and same for Schmidt, in that we know it looks like he might be leaving. We're not quite sure, but it doesn't matter if you're leaving or not. You want to make sure every time you get out there, you show your best, for lots of different reasons. And Schmidt, again, this is a good game for him.
Gudmundsson, who's very much looking like the #1 pick down that left-hand side at the start of that movement. He piles forward as Gnonto picks it up down the Leeds left and now attacks the edge of the penalty area and curls a great ball in, which Dan James was lurking at that far post, and it was the fullback Estepinian who got in ahead of him just to make sure that there was no danger for AC Milan. Good chasing down there by Schmidt, and he got a foot in. And Leeds are pressing the opponents back here.
I love the pressing, really is good. And just earlier in that move as well, Stach, brilliant, because once he picks the ball up, he can run with the ball and it goes away from that midfield area, and it brings us a good 30-40 yards further up the pitch, and then obviously out to Gnonto, and we get the ball in the box. So I like the look of Stach, and it certainly looks like he is a definite for that midfield area.
So that would be one name probably on the list, we would imagine. Farke really knows the answer. There is Stach now as he plays the ball back in to the centre of the Leeds defence to Pascal Struijk. And then there's a slip from Schmidt. I'm not sure who's getting to the pass anyway. Now, for a moment, it opened up for AC Milan down there left. Tanaka in there to close the door. He does really, really well to win the ball back and get it to Ethan Ampadu. And the pass is short of James. The team in that famous red and black jersey have possession again.
Yes, and another debutant is Jashari, the 30 there from Club Brugge. They got him from, and Tanaka was chasing him. So he looks sharp though, the Milan player.
And they'll have the first corner kick of the game as Schmidt sticks out a foot and diverts the ball behind. And Leeds will have to defend a set piece.
Yes, and set pieces, as we know this season, going to be very important. We need to improve, and look at the players that we've got. You can certainly see why I think Daniel Farke will be confident that they will improve, because we've got some real big boys there.
And they need to win this first, and they do. Stach is the man who gets to the ball. And then everyone charges out of the penalty area before it's delivered in that general direction again. Schmidt can't take it under control, and Chadwick started the move again for Milan down their left-hand side once more, probing on the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area. Good block from Ethan Ampadu before the shot could travel too far. And then there's an opportunity momentarily for a counter-attack from Leeds. Gnonto turns back rather than going forwards. United look forward and see whether there's an opportunity to build here with Joe Rodon. And Tanaka and Ampadu exchange passes.
I think Tanaka's position will be interesting, won't it, today? You know, how he gets on the ball, how he gets involved.
Nice move into the penalty area. Keeper will just about get there first ahead of James, but some promising movement. And the passing was slick from Leeds United. Schmidt involved.
It was very good. Stach there, you could see he's disappointed himself because he's just overhit that pass. He wants the ball, knows where that pass is going as well, sees the run, but just slightly overhit.
It was a nice idea, wasn't it? Just not quite right in the execution, but it was close to being a lovely little pass inside. Gudmundsson here with the throw-in for Leeds United. Turned into more of a drop-in, but referee is happy. It's a friendly. Game goes on. Pascal Struijk and Ethan Ampadu. And Schmidt out in the sunshine down the right. Stadium holds 51,000, and Leeds have pretty much filled it. Gnonto on the charge here. Great chance for Gnonto into the penalty area. And he went for the little lob. Players were waiting in the middle. He didn't get enough height on it anyway, and it turned into an easy catch for Terracciano.
No, that should have been 1-0. It's an excellent ball. Struijk over the top. The Milan defenders get caught out. Terracciano in no man's land, so either pass it across earlier or make sure you get it over the keeper, and Terracciano and Milan very fortunate to get away with that one.
Think back to a Jorginho goal that he scored in pre-season last year, that lob over the goalkeeper that was deftly executed, dropped over defenders on the line. Well, it was nothing like that from Gnonto, who basically just flicked it up into the hands of the keeper. Ball down that Milan left again.
Yeah, Okafor on the left-hand side there will test Schmidt today.
Has had good ball played through the middle, and this is a chance. And it's a good challenge by Pascal Struijk, as it turned out. Santiago Gimenez, who was in through then, and saw an opportunity to potentially score the opening goal.
Certainly was. It's an excellent ball and great first touch as well. Beats Struijk, who slips, as does Gimenez, ex-Feyenoord striker. He's been at Milan 1 year, didn't really hit the heights last season, but has certainly got an eye for goal.
It's making hard work of getting the ball clear there. It's all a bit of a mess, but it ends up with a throw-in to Leeds United, and no damage done. This is the time, the last chance that Leeds have to work out little moments like that before it all becomes a little bit more serious and the consequences become a bit more significant. James does well. And Stach is on the run, and now Gnonto's got another opportunity. He's found space through the middle this time. And he does pass, and now here is Stach onto his left foot. Oh, hits the crossbar. Terrific play. Worked it really well onto his left, hit it hard, but it was just rising a little. And he's frustrated because that was a chance.
Absolutely brilliant. It's great work again. There's Stach running through that midfield strongly, and Gnonto just surprised he didn't try and take his man out, but he finds Stach in a load of space. Good turn, good twist, gets it on his left foot and just couldn't get it underneath the crossbar. Good strike and a great move.
2 inches lower, and I think we've got the first goal of the game. So it's been a bright opening. First 10 minutes have passed, and we've seen opportunities at either end, which bodes well for the rest of this final fixture in the pre-season programme. And all those Leeds United fans, many of whom have flown over in the last couple of days. Flight prices have been utterly ridiculous and almost impossible to get hold of, because it's been an exodus in the direction of the Republic of Ireland. And as you can see from the stadium, not an empty seat in sight. Leeds United fans in this huge contingent have gone to support the team. Rodon defends for Leeds. He's strong. He's done really, really well there. He's created an attacking opportunity. James, Piroe's touch is heavy, so it's hooked away from him.
Great play from Rodon. I think the ball from James wasn't a great one, unfortunately, and it just broke down, but I think Rodon really important that just like he did the last really 6-7 games of the season, he steps up to be a real leader of the side, and that was a really good play.
One of those players who's had a taste of Premier League football, Joe Rodon. Didn't play too often for Tottenham, so finds himself presented with the opportunity to really show everybody what he can do. And he's already spoken about how keen he is for that to happen, to make a big positive impression on that top division in a way that he wasn't really able to do, having made the move from Swansea in the first place.
Yes, and I think we've got a few other players, similar positions in that they've had a bit of a taste, maybe not proved themselves consistently year after year, but now they're probably ready, and they're in great form, and they're looking forward to showing that they really belong there.
Allegri talking with his coaching staff, and seeing a huge opportunity with a lot of space down that left-hand side, and here's the chance for the shot, and it's still alive, and ultimately it's clipped just into the side netting, and Milan again exposing gaps at the back from Leeds there.
Well, again, it's the fullback position. Schmidt gets caught up the pitch. Okafor, very clever, is the Swiss player at the end. Not so clever, really stubs the little dink. And he was trying to get it over Lucas Perri, but a warning sign.
You're going up, you've got to be able to get back, haven't you? And that is definitely a lesson, Premier League lesson, that one.
It is, and as soon as you get exposed and the gaps get big, you are in possession. Make sure you keep the ball, don't lose the ball, because that sort of thing can happen.
So Schmidt in a more defensive role there. With a more straightforward pass. Back in on the ball again for Leeds. Nice ball infield this time to Piroe. Pushes it wide to James. Just Gnonto at the moment in the middle for James. And now Tanaka. Tried to curl it into the penalty area. It's going to be difficult for Gnonto coming in at that height no matter what. Wasn't really a ball to head, and it wasn't really a ball to kick either.
Well, I think you mentioned that you look up and it was only Gnonto in there with 4 or 5 Milan players around him, so just to put it into the box was pretty aimless, and it was always going to be difficult to find him.
Still opportunities perhaps for Leeds with Tanaka back on the ball. Schmidt waits down one side, but Tanaka opts to go back instead. Struijk now into the path of Gnonto. Rodon to Tanaka. And Schmidt on that right side touchline. Rodon square to Pascal Struijk. Gnonto with a little link up with Gudmundsson. Important for those two to get to know each other's game as well.
Certainly is, and they've looked good, but Musa here, he's like a Duracell bunny. I mean, he can run up and down, so he'll be difficult to get past, and it was a good challenge.
It's quickly back on the ball. Tanaka to Ampadu. And Ampadu again. Plenty of people who'll be following the coverage around the world. May even be in Irish bars watching, I don't know.
Surely not.
Well, it would be appropriate, wouldn't it? Gnonto on the right side infield to Tanaka. And Tanaka goes across the middle. He's back on the ball again. Leeds lively here. Stach out to the edge of the penalty area to Gudmundsson onto his right foot. He maybe thought about the shot then. He's thought again. He's kept the ball alive for Leeds with the pass to Gnonto. Teasing the defender. Good ball in, driven low, but it is hooked clear. And this is where Leeds have got to be on guard, and this time Schmidt is alive to the potential dangers, and he comes in to help Joe Rodon out.
Better. Rodon there holds up Gimenez until he gets help from Schmidt, and then we recover the ball, but certainly knocking it around well, finding gaps. Stach, especially for me so far, has really performed well from a defensive point of view, bringing the ball out, but also getting in those pockets in and around the 18-yard box.
To push plenty forward here, and every one of the outfield players is up in that Milan half. Tanaka through the middle. Piroe played nicely into the path of Stach. Just bobbled away from him. Again, Piroe showing with the composure he's got, can pick out a good pass to bring players into the game ahead of him. That almost created an opening for Leeds United.
No, once again, really good play. So unfortunate, but there you saw Okafor with some great feet, great skill. Hello, everyone. They're enjoying themselves, and why not? Why not?
It's a great day, and so far they've been watching a decent game of football. There have been chances. Obviously, there's a little bit of history between these two, starting with the 1973 European Cup Winners' Cup final, which I was watching highlights yesterday. Bit of a travesty, that one. Leeds lost 1-0 in hugely controversial circumstances.
Just a bit.
Not that anyone's still talking about it or anything.
However,
Gudmundsson to Struijk, and now Gnonto. Happy memories of the two meetings in the Champions League, of course, with the win at Ellen Road. Fumble from the keeper, the famous fumble, and then the away draw with the famous goal from Don Matteo.
Once again, that was excellent play. Just Piroe hasn't quite got that electric pace to get beyond the defender, but good one-touch play.
James making himself a nuisance there. He's up against a physically bigger figure, but leaned in and almost won the ball back before ultimately Milan are awarded a free kick.
Yes, Schmidt just getting a little too tight on Okafor, but he needs to. You allow him too much time and space, he certainly can cause you too many problems. So if I was Schmidt, I'd be the same. Get it nice and tight, make sure you don't allow him to play.
Skipper, Gabia. Under pressure from Gnonto, so he opts for the safest option. Back to Pietro Terracciano.
And looking at this Milan side as well, they've still got the likes of Pulisic to come in, Adli, Benacer into that midfield area. So this is kind of far from their starting 11.
In the position of having speculation around some of those that are in the squad for this one today. I think Chow is one of those, isn't he, that Newcastle have been linked with?
Yes, yes. There's one or two that will still be going and coming in. Looking for a side like Milan to looking at 8th spot is just quite simply not good enough. So lots of changes are underfoot.
A chance to change the scoreline here. The ball goes flying across the penalty area. Part cross, part shot, I suspect there, and it's dealt with just about by Leeds. It goes across the penalty area and out the other side.
West opinion from left back does really well. Fires it just into a dangerous area. No one was really going to be getting on the end of that one.
Credit Perri. I think he actually made the decision to leave.
Leave it. That's right. Yeah, I thought as it comes across, I thought, did he miss it? But actually, you're quite right. He knew that no one was getting on the end of it.
Pinion, who's arrived from Brighton and Hove Albion. We've seen him play against Leeds in the past in blue and white stripes. As Milan push the ball out wide to the lively Okafor, who's seen a lot of the ball for them down that side. Much more down the left than down the right so far from the Italian team. Challenge in the middle from Gnonto coming in to help out, but then Leeds surrender possession. Musa carries it and then keeps it and then passes it to Manu. Chukwueze gives the ball to Manu just outside the penalty area for a good foot in. Important foot in as well there, because that's completely changed the balance of that move, and it's back at the Milan end.
And the foot in was from Anton Stach, which I think you're going to be saying a lot, Bryn, because that sort of thing is what we require. In and around the edge of the box, being patient and getting your foot in at the right time to stop the opposition.
Heads up on the Milan left, and then it's Okafor who emerges with possession. inside, enjoying a lengthy spell of control of the ball here. That isn't a bad thing, I think, in terms of an exercise, a learning exercise. That's probably what Leeds require, isn't it?
Yeah, we certainly do, because that's what we'll be coming up against in the Premier League. We need to get our defensive shape right and our distances.
There's some work to do here, perhaps, if the ball comes across. Good work, actually, by Schmidt. Just shepherd his man out. More work needs to be done. And the tackle had to be perfectly timed, and it was. There's the man we mentioned. Really needs no introduction, does he, Luka Modric? He's been around at the top end of the game for so long. And he's extending his career into his 4th decade.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. An incredible player. And I think his personal trophy cabinet will be bigger than most clubs in their whole history. He's won plenty in Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's had an incredibly successful spell at Real Madrid. Here's a chance for Leeds United to counter-attack now. Tanaka's got a hair off to try and get on the ball, which he does. Maybe just a little bit of momentum has been lost, and it's allowed Milan to get back in quick numbers.
A shame, because it was a sloppy ball. And you're right, they allowed Milan to then get bodies back, when really, if we played with a better ball from Piroe, Tanaka was certainly in, and Dan Jones might have been on the end of something. Said we've wasted that chance.
So at the midpoint in the first half, and the scoreline is still 0-0.
But a good game. Certainly a good test. I think we're handling it rather well. Certainly lively, but at this stage of the season, one game to go. You know, this one is nice, and you'd like to think now you go on, you keep testing this Milan side, and hopefully, of course, get that breakthrough.
There's more of a realistic pace to this one, I think, isn't it? Maybe that's to do with the fact that we're getting ever closer now.
Yes, I mean, the boys out there want to make sure they're in that starting 11 as well, so you know they're going to be on it, and hopefully showing what they can do.
Gudmundsson strong to keep the ball for Leeds there. Tanaka backing up. Gnonto adopts the wide position. And now Tanaka just weighing up his options. Goes short to Rodon. Struik's available. And so is Gnonto. 1-2 there with the ball in to Ampadu just outside the penalty area. Doesn't really come to anything, and it drops into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Well, Gnonto's already had one excellent chance that he hasn't taken so far, but he'll want to continue his impressive pre-season.
Good footwork to dance between the challenges there, and then ultimately that good footwork requires that response from Ethan Ampadu. He might have found himself in a bit more trouble in what you might describe as a proper game.
Yes, Ampadu's pleading his position, but I'm thinking that you just missed the ball.
Musa fell to the floor. The game restarts with a free kick. Manny on the touchline. Ambitious ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. Just evaded the outstretched leg of Joel Piroe there. Risky strategy, got away with it. Okafor once more in possession for Milan. Or should I say Milan? Ball played through the middle, challenges flying in. Leeds will have the free kick, I think, for that challenge on Pascal Struijk, who stays down. It looks like he's had maybe a blow in the chest.
Yeah, I think it's just certainly winded him. It was accidental. Estepinian gets there first, and as he does, just runs straight into Pascal.
It was quite a clash, wasn't it?
It was.
Sparks flew.
No one was getting out the way.
And one of the concerns that that man will have is every challenge like that, you want to see his player straight back up and ready to continue. So the sight of Pascal Struijk still requiring treatment here will be of concern.
Well, it certainly will, because one of our new signings, Bernal, of course, is a centre-half, but he is injured. And the other one we paid a lot of money for, Bijol, is suspended for the first game. So, Struijk is up, and we can all breathe a sigh of relief.
Breathing, it's a problem.
Oh yeah.
I suspect, isn't it?
Has to go off the pitch, unfortunately.
There's the Leeds contingent with a couple of red and black shirts dotted in amongst all the Leeds regalia. Great opportunity for some people to get a look at this Leeds United team. I mentioned it before, but tickets are really so difficult to come by in this Premier League season, as if they weren't already. This has been a chance for maybe a lot of extra people to get in and support the team in person. It should be a big booster to the players as well. I mean, I spoke with people in the management team around the bus trip around the city centre, and the support that they saw that day is like the support they're seeing here. It just blew them away. So some of the people who've come in to take over the club, the Americans, have seen what the potential is in terms of the huge numbers of people who turned out for that. Not just that, the level of enthusiasm, the energy, the excitement as well. And that's very much something that they're hoping they can tap into now going forward. There's a real platform that they've seen established there that they want to build on. As Leeds attack here, trying to get a ball in from James. It was a good ball as well.
Absolutely great ball. And because he actually takes it so early, it catches everyone by surprise. None of our forwards were on the move in the box to get on the end of it. And going back to the support and what the owners have seen, I think you're right. And everyone talks about us, of course, being a huge club, but sometimes you need to just be aware of the pull that we've got and see it for your own eyes. And the owners, I think, certainly realise it now. And if they want any reminder of that, well, here we are.
Yeah, it's happened again. 40,000, 50,000 Leeds fans inside the stadium to watch a pre-season friendly. Remarkable. It really is. With a smattering of supporters, as we mentioned. Nothing like the levels of enthusiasm or excitement around a pre-season friendly against Leeds for them. I wonder why. As the ball goes into the penalty area, Leeds defending, and he's defended not once but twice. Perri's back there helping out, which is in itself important. Perri just sweeps it forward, and there's a chance there almost for Daniel James to get away. Momentary hesitation from the big centre half.
Good defending just previously there from Gudmundsson at the back stick, and then Stach, nice and composed and confident to work it back to the keeper as well.
He looks strong, doesn't he, Gudmundsson, physically in those challenges?
He does, he does. I just like it. His positional sense, I think, looks very good. He looks like an athlete that wants to get up, but can also then get back as well. So yeah, he's a very sound player with some really good attributes.
So Rodon a little unhappy with the award of that free kick there. Looked like he'd stretched a long leg out around his opponent successfully to clear the ball away, but the referee had other thoughts.
So
what's wrong with that?
I don't see anything wrong with that at all. And the Milan player has gone down appealing afterwards and somehow managed to get the free kick.
That is just a great tackle. Italian team handed the chance to keep possession in the Leeds half. Chukwueze getting space down that left-hand side for the movement into the penalty area. Nice back heel, and then the cut back is dangerous, and the finish is high into the roof of the net. And Gimenez was waiting, and the ball arrived right in front of him, and he could do little more than just batter it into the back of the goal. And AC Milan have scored first here at the Aviva Stadium. It's Leeds 0, AC Milan 1.
Well, it's on that left-hand side that no doubt Milan have caused us one or two problems, and this time they take advantage of that. And it's that man there, Gimenez. It's a good finish as well, high into the roof of the net. It looked straightforward, but it certainly wasn't. And Schmidt, when he one-on-one, then was always struggling. Good little leave, wasn't it, from Mr. Pinyan as well. A confident finish at the back stick. Of course, we certainly would have liked to have stopped it, but a little deflection just took it away from us as well. Straight into the path, unfortunately.
It was a goal that combined some skill, quite a bit of good fortune, I think, wasn't it, in terms of the little through the legs and then the deflection from the edge of the 6-yard box. And there's the man who provided the finish. So there's Milan fans in what might be termed the away section. I've seen the first goal of the game go to their team. Past the half-hour mark now. We've had good signs of Leeds at one end, but there have been warning signs for them at the other as well. Gudmundsson again is having to show his physical abilities. He's won a free kick. And Gnonto wanted to take it quickly and is prevented from doing it successfully by an outstretched leg.
Which you would have thought in league football should be a yellow card. Chadwick all over the back of Gudmundsson.
So he was going to join in then, the coach.
I mean, Allegri was manager at Juventus for a number of years when they were kind of struggling, trying to get back up with the big boys. And I have to say, watching his style of play was like watching paint dry. I would rather watch paint dry, to be honest. And it's okay if it's then effective and it gets you back up to the top, but it didn't really, and that's kind of what happened. In that he's very pragmatic, very solid, style and flexible at times, but it was always very defensive minded. I just wonder at Milan if that's going to change or not.
Maybe we'll get an indicator at the end of the 90 minutes here. Primary focus, needless to say, is on the team in white rather than the team in red and black, but they're attacking again, and it's that same wing that has to be closed down by Tanaka on this occasion. They can't keep hold of the ball though. There's a proper scrap going on. Which way is the referee going to call that one? He gives it to the Italian team.
And Tanaka has done really well to get over to that right back area and help out defensively, but then when you do the good work, what you don't want to do is undo it by losing the ball and giving away a free kick. So here we go again, defending a free kick. But look at the size of us along that 18-yard line with Struijk, Rodon, Stach. There's some big boys there, mind you, Perri as well.
Yeah, the Milan version have arrived on the edge of the box as well. Ball comes into the middle, and Rodon is the man who gets a good glancing header to take the ball out of the penalty area and out to play for a throw-in.
I suppose what we've seen so far is, I suppose, echoing what Daniel Farke has kind of said after the Villarreal game, in that I think we're doing a lot of good things, but just in that last third when we have had one or two opportunities, haven't quite taking them. Whereas you look at Gimenez there, that was one chance and it's bang in the top corner. So he has been vocal in what he wants as the manager. And let's see what happens in the last few weeks of the transfer window.
Dealt with there by Perri. Daniel Farke, when he spoke to him after the game against Villarreal, made it very clear that he was still looking for more movement in. And he did mention the fact that attacking signings were a priority, as Piroe there tries to get on the end of a through ball.
And what we have seen for the first time is Lucas Perri with that overarm throw straight into the path of Gnonto. So he's very, I think, proactive when he gets the ball. He tries to get it forward, and that throw is certainly accurate and long.
Yes, he has that reputation, doesn't he, for being absolutely, to be able to hurl the ball huge distances forward. Piroe, nice ball just inside to Tanaka. Now what can he do with it? Only a bit of space to work in there. Everyone ran to the left as he looked to the right.
Ben James has gone to the left wing. The ball went the wrong way.
So maybe Leeds weren't able to take full advantage of that little moment of space that they created, but now they're trying to do something. Gudmundsson and Struijk, and now Stach. He's obviously behind against Villarreal, managed to get back into the game. They'll be aiming to do something similar here in the 9 minutes before the break. Piroe through the middle. Allowed to run to Gnonto. 3 or 4 in the penalty area. Gnonto running parallel with the edge of the box and then a bit further away to Rodon. Now Tanaka. He goes wide to his right to Schmidt. Schmidt kills a nice pass into the penalty area. Stach's made a good run. Comes back out for James. sitting and weighing it up. It gives back to Tanaka. Struijk out to his left-hand side to Gudmundsson. On to Gnonto. Back again. Oh, the ball puts it into the path of Gnonto. And the block is important. Need to have plenty in the box then. And it goes behind off Salah for a corner kick.
That was a lot better, wasn't it? Gudmundsson, excellent little ball to Gnonto, but just once again, you know, in those wide areas, come on now, let's find a bit of quality. Like Milan did at the other end, and okay, a bit of luck, but for us, not quite. Couldn't find our own teammate.
So another assessment that we're making is who is going to be on set pieces. Well, corner kick here is going to be taken by Stach. It's a bit of a shame because you'd actually want him in the middle, but there we go.
I think so.
Curls the ball in now, and the goalkeeper flaps at it, but he's a little lucky that it didn't quite arrive in front of Tanaka. Now Leeds have got to be swift to get back because the counter-attack is on here. And it's Milan pushing down the right side with Chukwueze. Taking on Gnonto. Gnonto's done a terrific job. Absolute requirement as well, isn't it, going forward, that Gnonto does stuff like that all the players down the both flanks play up and play back.
Yes, and that was a set piece where Gnonto was at the back as well, so he needs to do that defensive work well, and he certainly did then.
Again, it's swing from half to half. Big moment so far has been provided by the team in possession of the ball now. Anticipating changes obviously in the second period. Interesting to see how many, particularly from a Leeds United perspective. But if it isn't many, then there'll be a guess that maybe this is something like the team that might begin that game against Everton.
I'm really surprised if they make wholesale changes at half-time, because as a player, certainly with only a week to go and the one game to go, I'd want to be playing, you know, as close as possible to that 90 minutes. At least get to 60, 70, then make one or two changes, but certainly you want to get a full 90 under your belt.
Extra couple of days for Leeds in terms of preparation as well, starting on the Monday night. The programme starts on the Friday night, doesn't it? So it's some distance beyond that.
The wait goes on.
Corner kick. It's a strong breeze blowing in that direction, and the header is from a good position, but never causing any problems there for Perri, and over the top it goes.
It's not, but it's a concern because it drops in between a couple of our players, and Gimenez really, it's a bit of an uncontested header, which is exactly what we don't want. And we're playing a form of zonal, obviously defensive marking there, which means as soon as the ball goes into a certain zone, one of your players should be attacking it and winning it, and there it was Tanaka coming back, which really shouldn't have been the case.
It's a shame that Tanaka has gone in strong to win the ball back for Leeds there. Possibly was fouled, but play has been stopped for an earlier incident. It's a blow to the head on Salah, so play is stopped. Oh yeah, Stach it was.
It was, but Salah wasn't even looking at the ball, just wanted to kind of half run into the man to get his free kick, and he certainly did.
Play will start again with an uncontested drop. Stach with a pass to Rodon. Final 5 minutes of the first period. Milan with the only goal of the game so far at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Splendid sight, huge support for Leeds. Great if they have a goal at least to celebrate. There's a free kick there, once more given to Milan. Schmidt underneath it. Actually not underneath it. And it's not quite kept in. Is it kept in by Okafor? No, it isn't. It's behind for the goal kick. Got a little bit lucky there, Schmidt.
Once again, just positioning. you know, being in the right spot to make sure you see the ball and the man is just so important when you're playing as a fullback. And there, he did get underneath the ball.
Nice ball around the corner there from Joe Rodon, who emerges, Stach rather, who emerges then in the centre circle. Tanaka comes in to support. Gnonto is not strong enough, and Milan have the chance to put pressure on Leeds United again with the movement forward. Chukwueze out to his right. And the ball will be pulled back in from almost the edge of the 6-yard box, and Leeds have got bodies in the way. It was a good job they did as well, because there was a real opportunity developing for Milan down the right side of the Leeds penalty area.
It certainly was. It's a sharp break, isn't it? And Musa here just cleverly rides the challenge. Tanaka sells himself, but we've got a lot of bodies around, thankfully, in the box.
So maybe made the wrong decision, because he put the ball where those bodies were rather than into space, but still there's a corner that Leeds need to defend. And, showing his battling defensive qualities there, and the ball out is a really good one. And the first time pass puts a Dan James chase on, but the goalkeeper's reacted quickly, and whilst he's skied it a little, it hasn't actually gone out of play. So James is able to pick it up and then slow it down. That nearly made for a really good movement forward from Leeds, starting with the strong work done by Piroe at the back.
It was excellent work, and Gnonto actually saw that James was on his way, puts a good ball into his path, but Terracciano read the danger really well and got out and cleared it.
A couple of minutes remaining for Leeds to get level before the break. Ampadu and James exchanging passes. Rodon looking to deliver from the centre circle. Tanaka. Gudmundsson working the touchline. Whips a nice ball into the middle. Defender does really well to get in ahead of the run being made by Piroe to keep that one away from goal. Control from Musa is good, the pass not so. Struijk keeps it alive for Leeds. Stach back to Rodon.
Really good play, down the left-hand side, but Gabi, excellent defensive header, but just that final ball, trying to get it in behind the Milan defence, but we can't quite manage it just yet.
Ampadu, and it goes to Tanaka. He's got a lot of space that he can work in here. Now Gudmundsson. Looks like a half-decent delivery, just goes long. Perri was trapped inside the penalty area. Comes across to Schmidt. Perri now into the box, chance to shoot, and he takes it! And the goalkeeper needs to just pad it away a second time. It's a good save initially, and an important intervention because Tanaka was right on him.
Oh, certainly good play. And Perri just allows it to roll across his body, and when he hits it, you can just see a bit of deflection and a bounce as well. Not easy for the keeper, who reacts really quickly. And Tanaka thought he was in, but he wasn't.
Keeper with his first really big moment of the game. He's another new signing for them, a very experienced goalkeeper who's arrived this summer from Fiorentina.
But Mike Manuel, he will be #1, assuming he does stay. I know many clubs were after him, Chelsea in particular, but it looks like that one's been fought off. And
yeah, he's made up, hasn't he, with it? They had a fallout
there's
at
a
the
lot
back
of
end of last season.
There's a lot of making up to be done at Milan. Ibrahimovic has been kind of in the middle of it all as well, but I certainly think Manuel will be the #1, but you're right, he's got plenty of experience.
And who's the French international goalkeeper, and that's the end of the action for the first half. Well, it's been entertaining. There have been opportunities. Leeds have had chances, but the one goal that's gone in so far was scored by that man. And so it is Milan who, as everybody heads towards the tunnel, hold the advantage in this pre-season game at the Aviva Stadium.
Certainly been an excellent game. Good tempo to it. I think Milan are slightly fortunate to be in the lead, but it was a good goal, good finish from Gimenez. We had one or two good areas of the pitch where we didn't take advantage of, but overall, I think we'll be fairly pleased with that. One or two good performances out there as well, but once again, in that final third, we're looking just to improve in the second half.
Okay, folks, final 45 minutes of pre-season preparation is coming up. You'll see it all, of course, here on LUTV. Half-time scoreline, Leeds United 0, AC Milan 1. set to go. Confirmation that the one goal scored so far was scored by AC Milan.
Yeah, it's a little fortunate in the end, but they certainly got into some good positions on the pitch, caused us 1 or 2 problems, but as we did them, but we now need to show some end product in that final third in the second half.
Gudmundsson with the throw to Stach. Can't get it back to his teammate. So has to try again. Confirmation of the one switch that has been made so far by Daniel Farke. And the one change also from AC Milan. Rodon. Again, trying to get his team going on the front foot there with the driving run through the middle. Gudmundsson in possession now on the left. Schmidt out wide to James. Urged to take the defender on by the Leeds supporters. Goes to ground, wins a free kick.
Stach just a little bit too forceful in his challenges, trying to keep Dan James away from goal. James actually does well. He's going to lay it off initially, wanted to go clearly on the outside, gets shown inside, and there, arm across, and then barged into the back. Now, a set piece is Stach, who's on the ball again.
Yep. Stach to put it into the middle. James lurking on the edge. Nice ball in, far post Rodon at a stretch. It's still there for Leeds perhaps. And then Rodon lets it go because the final touch was off a Milan player, so it's a Leeds United corner kick.
Decent ball in as well. And 2 of our big centre-halves at the back, just slightly too high for Joe Rodon to get above the ball and knock it back goalwards.
Stach gets applause as he goes to take this corner for Leeds. Curled into the middle, headed clear. It'll cross the touchline over on the far side where the corner came in. Leeds coaching staff look on, contemplating when and who the next set of changes will be, perhaps.
Just look at this Milan team as well. It does look like they've slightly swapped their formation. And Kubis, who's come on as a defender, playing in a 3 at times, so a 5 rather than the 4-3-3 they played in the first half.
Is Oka 4. And there is Kubis. The ball is cleared out, and that will be a Milan throw in. And Jashari. Swung well out wide, but Estupinian is offside.
That's one thing that Max Allegri, his teams always have, is a tactical flexibility, and I just wonder, Daniel Farke this season, you know, the different ways we are going to play tactically, because we've looked now at that midfield area certainly, and there's a 3 in there, isn't there? So suddenly our number 10 that we keep talking about isn't actually there in this certain setup. Will we go to a 4-2-3-1? Will it always be 4-3-3? That'll be interesting on the manager's part.
Schmidt. And Rodon, Struijk and combine. Likes to go long, not a bad idea, because he's picked out Dan James. Tries to put pressure on to force the corner kick, but the ball is cleared into touch.
Yeah, the giant, that's Pavlovic at the back. Reads the danger really well. Stepinian was drawn underneath. James drew him in and then went over the top. It was excellent movement from the Welshman, but Pavlovic was aware.
Schmidt into Piroe. Turns to find space as well. Keeps the ball, protects it, gives it to Tanaka. Frustration for the Leeds fans because the whistle has signalled because Gimenez looks to be in some pain here.
Well, it seemed to be of his own making, I think. Piroe did really well to keep control of the ball. Turned, wriggled away from a few challenges. Gimenez there. Oh, that's why. He actually made the challenge, Gimenez, and Piroe, when he's putting his foot on the ground, actually put his foot on his calf and leg instead.
Hence the break in action. But, everybody's okay now. Contingent of a relatively large, actually quite a small contingent of AC Milan fans amidst the sea of yellow, white and blue. It's one of those shirts, the Milan shirt, that has kind of resonance for anyone who knows football. It's a famous kit, but then so is the Leeds kit. Those Leeds fans are, they both want to be goalkeepers.
Goalies, a couple of goalie kits there.
Ampadu for Leeds, a game going again. Stach to Struijk. Now Gnonto. Down the left to Gudmundsson. Can't play it into the path of Gnonto, so it's out for a Leeds United throw in. Gudmundsson takes quickly. Again, Leeds trying to work it down that left side. Now the play opens up. Have a go down the right instead. James ups it on to Schmidt. Just ahead of Piroe.
Once again, Schmidt there did actually everything right until just the final ball. That seems to be what's happening for us today overall. That final ball isn't quite there yet.
Ball into the middle, not a bad one either. Gnonto stumbling, almost broke then for Piroe.
Well, that was an excellent ball, it really was from Schmidt.
Leeds have possession again. This raises the volume levels inside the Aviva Stadium as Leeds look to create something with Tanaka. Back it comes to Ampadu. Shoot is the cry. Gnonto curls another good-looking ball into the middle, and James was arriving at the back post. It just whipped a little too quickly ahead of him, and behind it went for a goal kick.
Well, better, certainly from the right-hand side, Schmidt, and then Gnonto just whipping it in. But what I did like, at least both Piroe and Dan James were on the move. And that was unfortunately just behind Gnonto. Couldn't quite get enough leverage to get a decent contact on the ball and send it goalwards.
Good signs for Leeds after we've had 10 minutes in the second half. Still just the one goal in it. Pavlovic, the Serb. Stepinian, the first ever Ecuadorian international to play for Milan. has the ball again. Milan's turn to hold opposition possession high up in the opposition half. Very much safety first there with the ball back to the keeper. Stach trying to win it back for Leeds. He's going to get back in his own half now though, because Milan have moved it forward quickly to Okafor. Great ball out to the far side of the penalty area, and it was a stretch. It wasn't quite a successful control, but still the vision was good from Okafor.
Certainly was. Magni on that far side, he's playing right wing back in this second half. Does well. And Gudmundsson, I'm not sure he quite was aware the Italian wing back was there behind him, but didn't quite get there in the end.
I like that from Tanaka. Now, do we like the ball as well? Pretty good. Finds Gnonto. Trying to get it into the penalty area. Piroe tries to give it in back and then has a chance of a shot. And it takes a deflection, and corner is awarded to Leeds United. Good play.
Certainly is. And now we're looking more dangerous, trying to get back in this game, get on level terms. This was a neat 1-2 that didn't quite come off, but the shot in the end was deflected.
Ball into the penalty area, and an important intervention there because James was ready to pounce. Gimenez, the goal scorer, got his foot wrapped round it and put it into touch.
Well, not often you get a centre forward with that much awareness, but he needed to be. Otherwise, Dan James was in.
Schmidt down by the corner flag with the throw-in. Emerges with the ball for Leeds. Back to Rodon it goes. And Tanaka. Now Schmidt. Puts it in low. And Stach trying to just roll it into the path of James, who catches Estupinian. Apologises and helps him to his feet.
I always like that. Stamp on a player and then say sorry afterwards, but Estupinian actually does well, just gets his body in the way. Knew he was going to take a whack, and did.
Sliding intervention from Stach, but Leeds can't win the ball, and Milan are threatening here on the edge of the penalty area. Rodon able to head away. Stach is working hard here in the cause. Now he's playing at left back. Like that. Just having wrestled his opponent to the floor, tells him to get up and get on with it.
Well, he's just asking him to get up, isn't he? Now, come on, just on you go. Granted, he got tackled and then wrestled to the ground outside of the pitch, but that doesn't matter. I like it. Go on, get down. Come on, get up. And that sort of thing, that sort of commitment is what Leeds fans absolutely love. Players giving 100% and then a bit more.
I wonder whether we're going to see a few changes for Leeds in the next couple of minutes. The hour mark being very much in sight now. He knows. Daniel Farker. Ball, surely, yeah. Called by the crowd, given by the ref. Marching on together, rings out around the Aviva Stadium. Some sight and sound that. I think for today, for sure, Dublin is white.
Yes, it most certainly is. Foul on Gimenez. Sorry, on Rodon after the ball.
Chance for Leeds. Gnonto, is he onside? Cuts the ball back. Answer is no, not quite.
Just offside, good idea, but no one in the middle of the goals to tap at home anyway. Angle was always going to be difficult for Gnonto. Oh, that's onside, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is onside. Gabbia, the Milan captain, playing Gnonto onside.
So it's Milan who are making the next changes. So Jashari is coming off. And Sia is coming on. And Delutu also, goal scorer, departs. Estepinian, poor control. Out it goes for a Leeds throw in. James awaits the arrival of Schmidt. Leeds have enjoyed much more of the play that Milan half in this second period. Trying to push on again here now as well. Schmidt's got James waiting wide, who has the ball. Puts his cross into the middle. Goalkeeper comes and flaps a little, but Leeds couldn't get a body on the end of it. Still alive for Leeds. Ampadu to Tanaka. Tanaka to his left with a chance to get the ball back in again. Tanaka to Struijk. Gudmundsson back to Ampadu. Rodon well up. Out it comes to the right-hand side instead. James up against Estepinian. Oh, that's got to be a block, hasn't it? He just stepped across Daniel James' run there, and he bounced off him.
He did. I think James kind of plays for those situations as well. Just knock it past and run into him.
So this is a chance for Leeds. It's a good position for a set piece. Stach again is the man on duty. Not his best delivery, that one. Put it into an area where there was only red and black. Schmidt keeps the ball in play and loses possession, and then wins it back in a somewhat unorthodox manner.
Textbook tackle. Not
sure which textbook.
Yeah.
Tanaka, good ball in. Piroe, first time effort, just wide. Suddenly Leeds sprung that one, and that was as close as Leeds United have come.
They have. That's a lot better. Finally we get a ball into the box to Piroe's feet. He had to take it very quickly. Unfortunate. Normally he kind of puts it across the keeper, doesn't it? This time he goes the other way. Couldn't quite get the right purchase on it. Had to take it quickly. He did. And a good effort.
We were talking about at half-time whether Tanaka can make that contribution from an offensive sense, and you saw what he can do there potentially.
I think in the first half I saw him in holes in the deep, really, rather helping out at the back. Now you're right, moving further forward. You know, he can spot the pass, and there he can also play it as well.
Leeds are about to make some outfield changes here. Next time the ball goes out. Ball over the top isn't going to quite arrive in the path of Gnonto. The head of Struijk, Schmidt's covering. Darlow. Struijk forward, short to Ampadu. Gnonto. Rodon to Schmidt. Into Tanaka. Helps it on to Gnonto. Good work down the left-hand side. Chance of the cross into the penalty area, perhaps. Gudmundsson turns this way and that, and then tries to deliver. Wins a corner kick for Leeds, who've kept the pressure on there.
Certainly did. Good play down the left-hand side, but once we get down the left-hand side, you just saw that there's a couple of players, James and Piroe, in the box, and 5-6 Milan players. You need a midfield runner. One of those three then has to make a break and get an extra man in the box.
Right, well, there's a queue coming on here. So Aaronson, Nmecha, Gruev and Longstaff, with James heading for the touchline. Aaronson first on. Piroe, who's shown well again for Leeds. He's the man who's had the moments, isn't he, really?
Yes, I think he has. He's come back pre-season strong and fit, and certainly sharp, and has scored plenty of goals. Not today, but played well again.
Tanaka departs. Ampadu also gets a rest. Gruev will replace him. Longstaff arrives. I hope you're taking notes here. And Sam Byram also. So there's a chance for somebody to be an immediate hero here as Leeds restart with a corner kick. Gruev. Opportunity to shoot. Oh! And that opportunity was very much taken. What a terrific strike. And it flies in beyond the dive of the keeper. And those Leeds United fans inside this stadium have an Anton Stach goal to celebrate. And what a goal it was, 1-1.
Certainly was, and he has deserved it. He's played extremely well. And it's one of those where you just aim for the back stick. And I think you try and get some players flying across the keeper's eye line. And it ends up in the bottom corner. Keeper's not sure, is someone going to get a touch? And actually gets it all wrong as well, doesn't he? Gets nowhere near it. I think the pace deceives him. Bit of a dip as well. Tedicano for me. It's a mistake in the Milan goal, but Anton Stach, fantastic. Well done. That's a good goal.
When you put it in that so-called corridor of uncertainty, goalkeeper very much displaying uncertainty there. And Stach gets the chance to celebrate in this final pre-season game for Leeds. And the Leeds fans, the huge number of Leeds fans, will have seen a goal at least now. And now that makes this final quarter of this final pre-season game perhaps just that little bit more edgy. Maybe somebody will want to go and get a winner here.
Well, it certainly does. And the substitutes that we made as well, you think Nmecha, you think Longstaff, you think Aaronson, they'll all be thinking, hold on a sec, I want to start. I want to be in the starting 11. So, they've now got 20-odd minutes to show what they can do. So they're going to be at it, no doubt.
Brilliant noise around the Aviva Stadium. So, Milan have suffered the same fate as Villarreal, who held a lead in that previous game. Let's see what the reaction of the Italian team is here. Flag is raised, so that will be offside. The referee has seen that now.
Well, most of the second half, it's certainly been us that have been the attacking threat. Allegri going with that back five's allowed us a bit more, I suppose, control in that midfield area. We've made some use of it, which is good.
Sam Byram, one of those players who will be eyeing a potential Premier League start for Leeds United. That position potentially vacant, depending on the fitness update around Jaden Bogle. Gnonto clips the ball inside. Longstaff to Rodon now wide to his right to Byram. Claps from Daniel Farker as Leeds come again. It's down the right. Aaronson on the chase. Does well. And Byram comes in to pick up the loose ball. And we had a free kick for Leeds as well. And the crowd are enjoying this one now because Pavlovic is put under pressure there. And Leeds end up with a decent set-piece opportunity from it.
Yeah, once again, just getting into these areas and getting those free kicks. Absolutely vital. Pull on the shirt you saw from Pavlovic.
It's change goalkeeper for Milan. He's going to have some work to do here, perhaps. It goes deep. Is it too deep? A roar says that one went out, but the referee doesn't agree. Toriani is the man in goal now, who appears some way down the list of goalkeepers for Milan.
There's young, boyish looks, so I'm thinking he's a youngster. I'm not sure he's actually.
Milano Futuro.
Well, yeah, Primavera. It's the youth team. He looks like, however, he's a big lad, but gets his chance and a great experience for him.
I guess that maybe Mainan is being saved for the next game. Nice little drop of the shoulder there. Chukwueze displayed. Gnonto fouled by a ghost.
It was a bit of a drop of the shoulder from Banyi and sent him down.
Here's Stach. Now Longstaff to Rodon. 80 minutes remaining plus probably a couple of minutes to be added on. Only for all the changes that we've seen. On diagonal. Byram was waiting, didn't get there. Estepinian gives it away to Aaronson. Shame he couldn't get forward then. He's put a little bit of pressure on Rodon. Copes well. Gruev. Free kick for the foul on Stach. Byram. A little too far ahead of Aaronson. The ball stays in play. There's no question Leeds have been the dominant force in the second half.
Yes, they certainly have, and we think first half how much Okafor got on the ball and caused us problems. Well, he is still on the pitch, by the way, and he's caused us no problems whatsoever.
Rodon. On the left side, Gudmundsson. Gnonto, great turn, tries his luck. Good football from Leeds.
It was. Gudmundsson down that left-hand side. Good ball in. And Gnonto, I like the way he just allows it across his body. And one thing in his mind, takes it early, but not a great shot.
There's an Italian audience for this game, and no doubt from that perspective, Willy Gnonto has seen the opportunity to impress the under-21 international. Leeds about to make a few more changes. Bijol, the man who will not be able to play the first Premier League game, comes on in place of Pascal Struijk, who probably will play, that is, not there's a doubt over his availability.
No, good solid game from Struijk, exactly what he and we require.
Gudmundsson, who's put in a shift, is replaced by Harrison. It's just a little indication of a position where there isn't the cover necessarily.
Yes, absolutely. And Harrison, you can see why he was slotted into that left-back position. He has played there in pre-season before, a few minutes, and if and when is required, that has been looked at as an option.
Ramazani was the player who completed the quartet, was it? Those who came on. So fresh legs on for the final 15 minutes here. And maybe the final 15 minutes for one or two out there to impress upon the manager that they very much should be in that starting 11. Run back in the midfield by the irrepressible Anton Stach. He's going to be, I suspect, a very popular player, isn't he?
Just by the style and the way that he plays, absolutely. We know he's a very good player, but you're right. He'll be a fan favourite just for his energy and his grit and determination. And hopefully, if he scores a few more like he has today, for his goals.
Aaronson. Triangle played on the halfway line. Bijol to Byram. Longstaff under some pressure here. Needs an out, and Byram provides it. Darlow helps him. Jack Harrison, who's you can tell when he's on the ball, he's got a little bit of work to do here in terms of there's kind of a positive reaction as well as he drives forward for Leeds, and the ball eventually ends up rolling behind. Nmecha trying to get in on the end of that one, unsuccessful.
It's unfortunate. Ramazani just overhit the pass. Got to give Nmecha half a chance of getting there, but that one wasn't.
Milan on the edge, almost to their own penalty area before turning the ball back to the goalkeeper. So Leeds are able to edge up the park, and it works the trick, and now it's into the boxes again, just too far forward from Longstaff that time.
Oh, a shame yet again, but who's the man sticking that long leg in again? It's Anton Stach. Right on the edge of the box this time, so good closing down. But it's those sort of moments where I think when we win it back, we need to take advantage of it, and once again we couldn't.
Toriani. Pavlovic with a ball over the top. It's going to sail straight into touch. See that there's a potential maybe for more changes here. Man Modric is warming up.
He might have been warming up since the first half. Make sure everything's still moving, knees, hips. But what a player, and I must admit, if I was a young Milan midfielder at the club at the moment, I'd be following Modric around and looking at every single thing that he does and learning from the great man.
Potential master class every day at training. Ramazani. Back it goes. Byram. Gruev. Stach to Aaronson. Aaronson. Up the line to Ramazani. Injects a little bit of pace, and in doing so, brings Leeds United a corner kick. Yeah,
that's better. I like that at least try to go on the outside and beat his man. And that's what we need, the difference makers in that end of the pitch. And we need to see a bit more of that. Ramazani trying to, but wins a corner.
Good to see everybody smiling and enjoying the game. Now, what can Stach conjure up from this set piece? Headed clear as far as Ramazani. Now Harrison. Chance to deliver again. Tucked back to Harrison. Shapes to put the cross in, but he's put too much on it. And it drops well beyond Nmecha and well beyond the far post.
And that's the area I would say that Jack needs to, you know, get 8 or 9 of those out of 10 in play in the right area, because that's not a difficult ball just to put in as well. All the big guys are up there, and unfortunately goes sailing over. No real pressure on the ball either.
Inside the final 10 minutes, 1 apiece. Leeds thus far unbeaten in pre-season, for what it's worth, if it's anything. Obviously it's more about performances than results at this stage.
It is, but it can't do any harm to your confidence, can it? If you are unbeaten, or also thinking we've been behind in a couple of games, yet showing the spirit and fight to come back and get back on level terms.
Which is a quality that you would imagine Leeds are going to definitely have to display next season.
Well,
We've seen ample evidence of that from their last spell in the Premier League.
Mind you, we were quite good at that in the Championship as well, going behind and then having to respond, which we, of course, always
difficult
did.
to respond.
Slightly difficult.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, granted, I'll give you that. Okay.
Leeds chasing a potential winner here still, enjoying long spell of possession in the Milan half. Good ball through the middle, door closed, but momentarily there, like there might be something on for Leeds. And Milan feel maybe it's their turn. Good strong challenge from Nmecha, left his opponent Okafor in a heap. And now Milan will make some changes for the last few minutes here. So heading off is Chukwueze. See that Sailor-Makers, the Belgian international, is going to join the play. Chow, the German international. Richie coming on as well. And the other Terracciano, Filippo. And there's Chow. So it looks like Terracciano is going to play at full-back. Ricci, who is a central midfielder generally, Italian international.
He is, former Torino player.
Described as mezzala, box to box.
If you say so. I'm not actually sure what that translates at. I should do, but I've not heard of it before.
Google it.
But what he is when you said box to box, yes, that's how he plays. He's neat and tidy on the ball. He goes and supports the front man, and he can certainly play. And this Milan side, I think, is far from settled yet. Lots of changes, lots of other players that will no doubt come into the starting 11, but it's been a stern test nonetheless.
As anticipated, a side that's pretty good in possession. Just creating something at the other end, and it's a somewhat fortuitous save from Carl Darlow. It should have been straightforward, and I think he fumbled it to make it much more difficult.
Well, it went straight through his hands. Thought he was going to catch it. Fortunately, got enough on it to get it up and onto the bar and over the bar, which is the most important thing. What a great ball from Saelemaekers.
Suddenly, Milan create something that they haven't managed to do for the entirety of this second half, and they're on the prowl here again as well. Good covering play from Gruev. But then needs to follow it up, and the follow-up is a foul. So a free kick. And a chance for Milan to put the ball into the Leeds United penalty area. Sia was the man who was brought down. Darlow didn't get to it, didn't need to get to it as it turned out. Full stretch, saw it sail behind. Sail behind? Sailormakers.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It was a coincidence, I promise you.
Not sure if Darlow got a touch or not, but referee thought not. That's the main thing.
So, time ticking down a little against Leeds if they are seeking that second goal. Actively seeking the second goal. Bijol back to Darlow. It's a really good flick on. And to Byram, and now Nmecha. Step over, gives himself some space. What can he do with a cross? Just showed us a little bit of what he can do on the ball there. Leeds come out with the possession again.
It was a sneaky little step over from Nmecha. I like it. Good ball in as well.
Longstaff back to Rodon. Now Bijol. Aaronson. The line to Ramazani and back again. Bijol. To the left, Gruev. Centre circle to Rodon. And now Longstaff. Puts it over the top. Nmecha's made a good run in behind here. Just dropped in, just had to stretch and couldn't push it into the path of another player in a white shirt. Leeds can start again from Harrison and now Ramazani. Harrison once more. Force back. We'll see. Young Gray on shortly. Now Gruev. Caught after the ball had gone there, and the referee saw it and has awarded Leeds the free kick. So, standout performer for Leeds this afternoon is the man who is heading towards the touchline, and we'll get a big roar from the Galway Whites and everybody else, because Anton Stach has put in a good performance and scored a good goal for Leeds United.
Yes, I agree, Brent. I think Anton Stach has been really good. Showed all the qualities that we're going to require in this coming season, and rightly so. Gets a couple of minutes rest and applause from the crowd.
Moving towards the closing stages of this game very much now. I wonder whether there'll be 3 or 4 minutes to be added on. Harrison. Byram likes to go back to Rodon. Gray rather, and Gray up the line. Byram just ahead of him. Suddenly Okafor emerges and Leeds have to work it from the edge of the penalty area back to Carl Darlow. Bijol. Harrison. Just a heavy touch from Aaronson. Opinion, somewhat risky ball played across the halfway line, but it comes off. And then a good ball played out to the right touchline, header down, keeps Milan in possession. So we're at the 90-minute mark, And we have just the 2 added minutes. It's a friendly, I guess.
For someone to find a late winner. Not quite sure anyone deserves it, but
Milan threatening here. And it's a good job that the shot from the edge of the penalty area was not very good. It sailed high, high, not just over the crossbar, but almost over the roof of that low stand behind the goal.
yeah, that takes some doing. Sia, who came on, has a chance of glory. Fluffs his lines.
So that's landed in a back garden, that one. So he's had the 2 best moments for Milan since all the changes were made. Leeds have 60 seconds of the pre-season programme remaining. Flicked on by Nmecha. Goes back to War. Now it's Gray to attack the edge of the box. Can Leeds produce a big finish? Harry Gray trying to do just that. Attempted cross is blocked, and then he runs the ball out of play, marshals it out so that Leeds have this throw in. And Sam Byram seems in no great hurry to take it. Now, I keep saying this, but are we about to see a long throw? Because who else is this going to?
Well, it has to be, because Rodon is now on the byline, which centre half, you've got to give him the ball in those areas.
Classic. Graves wrestled to the ground. Comes back out for Byram to cross into the middle. Leeds trying to finish the game strongly here. Will they get a corner kick? They will. Okay. So send the keeper up.
Send everyone up. Come on. Let's put the ball in the right area. Attack it. And let's nick this winner.
Harrison, the man on corner taking duty. This has to be the last action of the half. Surrender. Hands up. In it goes from Harrison. Nice ball in. Just cleared away from the edge of the box, and that will be the end of the game. So Leeds finish the match trying to put pressure on the Milan goal. We saw a lot of that in the second half, but it's hugs all round because it ends in a draw. Allegri and Farke both with reasons to be cheerful in terms of what they've just watched. And Leeds United's pre-season programme comes to a conclusion. Unbeaten in the pre-season games, and now all the focus turns towards August the 18th at Ellen Road for the visit of Everton, the first game of the Premier League season. It's finished here at the Aviva Stadium. Leeds United 1, AC Milan 1.